Yeah, it's also funny that America set up sports to like maximize entertainment. Like when one ends, the other one starts. Like it's crazy. Like, and one thing that you could really see a difference in with sports, for example, in the U.S. and in Europe, is that in America it is tailored to be like, okay, you come to the stadium and you want to stay here and like buy snacks and buy food, and you have these channels that have all day coverage, and you have all, it's just like it's if you're a sports fan, it's gotta be cool because it's so advanced in that sense. And I
Yeah.
remember watching football, like American football, and that especially, and NBA also, is so advanced where like you get so much data on the screen and so many angles, and it looks so clean when you're looking at it. And football, one thing that I like is that they don't give a fuck like about keeping things pure in the sense of like, okay, the quarterback, we have the technology for the quarterback to have a headset and talk to the coach. All right, we're gonna make that happen. You know,
Yeah.
something happened that we're not certain of. All right, we're gonna see the replay. Like European football or soccer, it only was until like a year or so ago for the World Cup that they actually changed the way that they saw plays. Before that, they didn't see replays because it was
Oh
like
wow.
it wasn't like they wanted to keep it pure, you know. But it's like you would have World Cups, right, where like the whole world knows somebody else could have won that World Cup
Yeah.
because everybody saw the replay after, but it's like no, we're not allowed to see the replay ourselves. Like we need to call it in the moment. It's like what the fuck, dude? Like that's some archaic
Yeah.
shit. So I mean, in American sports, it's always been like they adopt technology, no problem. So especially like football, American football, with the fact that you have the quarterback speaking to the coach, like that's some gangster shit. Like that's some like you're at war and you're talking to the general, like attack through the flank, through the left, pim pim boom, and I mean, thankfully in soccer or European football, they're using replays now, which you know many years overdue. But yeah, what I was getting at is that in the U.S. all these sports are made to like have people watching it for a long time. Like a finals is the best out of 7 games. It's not one game only. It's like for a minute you need to start watching these games, and it's not just the final, like even the playoffs is 7 games. um when you're playing like in baseball, I think you play the same team like 20 times in a season. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand the like when like you said when it's like 7 times for the playoffs, which is happening now, and it is. I mean, it's just to make the season longer. They're paying these NBA players millions and millions of dollars. Might as well get more content out of it. But as far as a truism of a sport, like best 2 out of 3 is most I would actually go. You know, you can have an off game, you give the opportunity for them to have an off game, and then you have the final game, and that's it. You know, when it's best out of 7, mm, that's
yeah,
a money grab.
it's a stretch. Like how many times do you need to play a team to know who's best? And so I think it's just
Yeah,
to like get more money out of it.
of course.
um
But I mean, also you have people who, I don't know, like a sports fan enjoys that, right? Like they'll buy season tickets, and it's like, well, do I buy a season ticket for, I don't know, 50 games or 64 games? You know what I mean? And on top of that, people will turn that into a business too, and like sell their season tickets for certain games.
Yeah. Well,
So
here in
mhm.
Spain, like for example in Madrid, there's people that have like a yearly pass, right? For like
Mhm.
the Real Madrid, right? And
Mhm.
like if you want to get one of those things now, it's really hard because there's no empty seats. Like you need to get it from somebody. and somebody needs to give it up, pretty much sell you it.
Yeah.
So there's people that like have it since like 50 years ago, and they just passed it on down the family. And for example, it costs like, I don't know, $800 to $1,000 a year, right?
That's fucking amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it's super cheap if you really think about what it is. And then what they do is they sell the two biggest games, like the Barcelona Real Madrid game. They sell that shit for $500. And then, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, like another big game, they sell that shit. Or like a Champions League game, which is like against Europe. They sell that shit $500. That's it. They paid for the thing the whole year.
Yeah.
And they never giving that shit up. So it's kind of like.
So it's almost like a lottery. Like when one leaves, is that how it works? Oh wow.
Well, I think a lot of times they end up. I don't know how it works, but I know they end up selling it like to someone else, But
so then, is the only way for a tourist to buy a game is through like StubHub or one of these like a
no, there's
a website
there's
where somebody
there's a lot of seats that are for grabs, like on individual games.
Okay, so the stadium still sells tickets.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
They still sell tickets, but when there's big games, like that becomes a business too. Like my sister was working at a place, and they were like a ticket stub, right? Like they offer like, oh, we got tickets for games, but what they really had is just like 200 motherfuckers that had the yearly thing, and they just work through that agency to get that shit sold. But like the way that it works is like the person that you sell it to, like you literally have to give them like your little card, and they go with it, and then they have to return it. So it's like it's a mission, bro. It's mad sketchy. And I went to a Barcelona Real Madrid game in Barcelona, and I know like real sports fans, especially football, would jump on me, but like I enjoyed it. It was cool. Plus, it was a game where Barcelona scored 5 goals, which so I was just
That's
like
a high scoring game.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, this is insane. And I think Messi didn't even play that game, so it was even crazier.
Holy shit.
But dude, like literally, the logistics in the stadium, and this is like an important stadium, just shit. Like, bro, I remember at halftime, I went to take a piss, and it was like impossible. Like, it's just not designed to have that many people. You're very crunched in, and then halftime comes, and it's not like in American sports where you have concession stands where you get things and stuff. Like, no, like people get out of their book bags like a sandwich, and they eat it. Like, I just
let that happen.
Yeah.
Like,
so
wow.
Yeah. You can like everyone comes in with a bunch of food, so it's like I guess I'm talking out of my own experience.
Yeah.
But it just felt very rural or like archaic. But I guess in their argument, it's like, well, we came here to watch the football game. Like, we didn't come here to like,
eat the snacks.
Yeah. But I guess I like that part of sports. Like one of the things that I used to love the most is going to, when I lived in Miami, going to the Miami, the Florida Marlins games, right? They're called the Miami Marlins now.
Miami Marlins, yeah.